again. This is Doc Rotten from Horror News Radio and Gruesome Magazine. Joining me tonight is the one and only Jeff Mohr. He is here to talk about a film called Cold Moon. Jeff, how you doing?
I'm doing very well, and thanks so much. You made my day when you threw this one my way.
And how did I make your day? What was special about Cold Moon?
Well, it just reminded me of a title of a book by an author I like a lot, and the name of the book is Cold Moon Over Babylon, and I looked it up, and it is based on the book Cold Moon Over Babylon, which was written by Michael McDowell, that most of us probably remember as the screenwriter for Beetlejuice and Nightmare Before Christmas. So I was fired up.
Fired up! And this is directed by and partially written by Griff Furst. Now, before we get into the film, you mentioned some of the films that Griff Furst is responsible for, which I think colors this film in an interesting way. What are some of those films?
Well, it looks like he's done quite a few films on SciFi Channel. He's also done a lot of acting gigs, but on SciFi Channel, he's Trailer Park Shark. Ghost Shark, Arachnoquake, Swamp Shark, Lake Placid 3. So this movie bears no resemblance to those. I was happy to see.
There you go.
Not that those aren't fun movies, but this is a very good, scary Southern Gothic. Really good.
Well, jump on that and tell us a little bit more about the story behind Cold Moon.
Well, it starts out with the Larkin family that have a blueberry farm, but it's kind of back in the woods on the other side of a river, and not too far into the movie, in fact, 5 or 6 minutes, the high school age daughter is murdered, and the rest of the film kind of branches on from there. And I don't really want to give anything away, but there are more murders, beheadings, and lots of soggy ghosts, if that makes any sense. And there's even one shot that I would say is a throwback to, or kind of a shout out to Beetlejuice, though it's not a comedy in any way, but there's, so one of the things that I remember about Michael McDowell is a lot of his Southern ghost story type books have a lot to do with water. And, so the first girl is killed and dumped into the river, and she rises out of the water, and then there's lots of, I kind of laughingly call them sort of mushy ghosts or something, but it's just creepier than heck.
Mushy ghosts. Marsh ghosts. Let's call them marsh ghosts.
So some of the other leads are Christopher Lloyd plays sort of the father of a Southern family with money, and he's in a wheelchair. And he hams that up superbly. Josh Stewart plays one of his sons, Nathan Redfield. And the sheriff of the town is Frank Whaley, who we should remember from things like Luke Cage. And if you want to go farther back, Brett, I think, in Pulp Fiction, who's having the big kahuna burger for breakfast. A pretty good cast. And then the grandmother of the girl that's murdered is played by none other than Candy Clark. Yes, that Candy Clark from American Graffiti. So it's a great cast, and they all do an excellent job. Very good job. And I was genuinely scared in several places in this.
Ooh. Well, this sounds like a wonderful film to be discovered by horror fans.
I think so. It's a little quirky. There was one thing, the score, it took me out of it a few times the first time I watched it. It just seemed too loud and sort of intrusive, if that makes any sense. But the second time through, it didn't bother me as much. But despite that, it's a very good film, very atmospheric, good acting, good scares, some good special effects. There's a couple of bodies in there that I'm looking at them and I'm going, those are bodies. Those are dead bodies. They're excellent.
All right, well, let's wrap this up. Just give us your score, 1 to 5, and your favorite scene.
I'm going to give this a 4. I may not have gone quite that high, but I got to bump it up one just because of the source material. I was so excited to see that, and I was really happy to see it get a good treatment. Favorite scene, I'm going to say the first murder that happens around 5 or 6 movies right into it. It really sets the scene and lets you know this is going to be no holds barred, it's interesting and violent in a way that I haven't seen before.
Now you've got me intrigued. All right, Jeff, thank you for another wonderful review. Let's say goodnight.
A good night.
Be sure to visit GruesomeMagazine.com to listen to the other Gruesome podcasts, Hard News Radio, and Decades of Horror. Also check out the Gruesome Magazine Quarterly, available in digital and print-on-demand format.